This is a great day for the city of Quincy, and that for those of you that have doubted the progress of the downtown, you're in for a bit of a surprise. We've never doubted the commitment on the city of Quincy with our downtown. We've never lacked the confidence in this coming to be. Today I have with me three folks that one is fairly new to Quincy, the other two have been around a while, one of them a long time, and that's a compliment, Mr. O'Connell.
Mr. Galvin.
Joining me at the table today is Peter O'Connell, who needs no introduction, but him and his brother and family have been involved in a number of major projects, not only in Quincy with State Street South and Marina Bay, but the World Trade Center in Boston and Ireland and Florida and Colorado and other places. Peter's going to be talking a little bit about his project in a moment. We also have with us Alex Matov, who's with the LBC group, the group that has recently spent about $24 million in acquiring property in Quincy Center, with some great plans and thoughts about the future of Quincy Center, and really aligning with our vision that we have been talking about for the last few years, including residential and retail, office components, hotels and restaurants. All those things have been talked about, all those things that we've envisioned a part of what we're talking about today. And thirdly, sitting at my furthest to the left, to your right, Sean Galvin, a Galvin company. Him and Scott have done some amazing projects around the city. And Sean's here going to talk about his condominium project at the old Woolworth building. Many of us probably remember eating at the lunch counter many, many years ago in that old building. So I'm delighted to be seated with these three gentlemen with their commitment on the downtown. Now with us here today, we also have some folks that have already begun to go in the ground. Mr. Doug Briggs and Jim Moran from Quincy Mutual, who have never lacked the confidence in the project in Quincy Center, 150-year-old company. West of Chestnut is on the move now, more than $40 million in that project, and east of Chestnut will come later in a later phase. So we're thrilled and delighted that that's moving forward, and appreciate your confidence in the city. Also, Michael Kiley is here with us on the southern end of the downtown, Mechanic Street. Mr. Kiley has a project, a residential building that's turning an old vacant homely lot into going to be some 32 homes in an apartment complex there. So Michael's done a number of projects around the city, and it's a little bit of irony here. We have several people here that have committed to the city for a long time. Some have grown up here, some have been doing business here for many, many years. And they are here executing the vision that we've been talking about over the last few years. In the case of Alex and his team, they're the new kids on the block, new kids that have spent $24 million a date on acquisitions. They are fully committed and fully confident in the downtown. We've had several meetings with them. The first meeting when they come in to see me, asking about the program, asking about the project, I said to them what I said to about a dozen other folks: go buy some property. They have done that, they haven't stopped. And so I'm very happy that they're at the table. Just to put it in perspective again, we wouldn't be here today if we have not been doing those infrastructure improvements that leads to today. Without the Walter Hannon Parkway on the southern end of this urban redevelopment district, we wouldn't be here today. Without moving the town brook that was talked about for decades, we wouldn't be here today. Without the project you see going on out front, with all the traffic reconfiguration, all that infrastructure improvement, we wouldn't be here today. The projects, the vision, the program we had with our previous developer leveraged several million dollars, tens of millions of dollars in federal and state dollars that puts us in a position today where we can begin to execute the vision of our downtown. So what I'd like to do is introduce each of our folks here, talk a little bit about their project, and then we'll talk a little more and open it up for questions. And before I do that, I mentioned the Walter Hannon Parkway. There's nobody more excited about today than former Mayor Walter J. Hannon, whose parkway was named for him, with all his interest and vision of the city. I'm glad you're here, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Peter O'Connell, as I said, has done a number of projects in Quincy. Lifelong, born here, loves the city. Not only has been an amazing business guy, but has helped so many folks, so many charities, been there for so many people in a very quiet way. Truly a corporate guy with a big heart. That's helped a lot of folks over the years. But I'm delighted he's here because of his expertise and his experience. So Peter, would you talk a little bit about Chestnut Place?
Sure. Mayor, thank you very much. I have to be honest with you, I think our family, our company is very excited about Chestnut Place and actually getting back in the game in our own home city. And before I proceed, I'd like to let you know that we have our architectural team here, Mike Ross and Jack Perry, who have teamed up over the past decades to do quite a number of jobs that many of you are familiar with in the city. The ones around Quincy Center are obviously Hancock House, across from St. John's Church, an 8-story, a 9-story next to it, Hancock Court. Granite Place across from where Grossman's used to be is a 10-story, 270 unit. Next to it is 99 Granite Street. So we have had a number of projects around the perimeter of the city, and now we're honored and excited about sort of following the corporate lead of Quincy Mutual, who is probably one of the finest corporate customers you could have in the city. So we're sort of lining up with them on Chestnut Street and hoping that they have great success with their East and West project. And we will be negotiating and working with the mayor, as we have been for months, to make sure that Chestnut Place, the building that is right behind us, 15-story building, probably the tallest in the city, I would imagine, topping out at about, what, 185 or something if you count the roof. So we'll have some nice views. We'll be breaking some new ground with that building in terms of rental income. We'll be looking for a good market share of people who want to give up their homes and move to the downtown. As the downtown becomes more and more exciting, that we see that happening. So we have our architectural team, and we brought back Arthur Casey, who's worked for us for decades, doing jobs over in Ireland and Marina Bay and other places. So we're very honored to have him back. I think I made 34 trips to Ireland when we did our job. Probably Arthur had 60 trips. But anyways, we have him back to do that, and Walter's part of our team, so we look for his expertise. He's one of the great mayors of the past, and I think since Jim McIntyre, the mayors have been talking about how to revitalize the downtown, and this is really where it's happening right now. As the mayor mentioned, all the infrastructure, all the support that's gone into it to get us all to the table was all necessary, and we're really looking forward to getting this done with the city's help and cooperation. And the mayor and I kid each other about interest rates, and we keep our fingers crossed because the economy is, it's a great time to get these things done. The window of opportunity is here, and we certainly are looking forward to possibly getting in the ground the end of this year. And then we'd really push it and try to get a 12-month construction schedule out of whoever's going to do the job. So I thank you all for coming, and we're looking forward to doing this job with the city of Quincy. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. Next, I'll ask Alex to talk a little bit about his project and his team members who are here with us. Alex.
On behalf of LBC of Boston, I'd like to say how excited we are for the opportunity to be part of the great vision for the development of the downtown Quincy. Myself and Andrew Shapiro sitting over there, we formed our partnership over 18 years ago, and ever since we have built different companies, small companies, big companies, built commercial developments, residential developments, and one thing that's important for us to make sure that we're heading in the right direction and recognize the potential is to see the vision and making sure that there is a strong leadership in front of that vision. And I think those are two very important components that we have here in this city. We have some of the portfolio that we have already established here in city of Quincy. Some of you know some of the parcels that we own by IHOP, Petco, Norfolk County Sheriff's Department, Cottage, part of the Cottage Street, as well as 1500 Hancock Street. And this is where we propose to build a hotel. We're very excited for this project. This project will be a 6-story structure with the approximately 10,000 square feet of retail space on the first floor, as well as sharing first floor with the lobby for the hotel itself. 116 rooms that we're proposing with the some of the amenities on the second floor. We also outsourced Pinnacle Advisory Group. That's probably one of the most known advisory groups in the hospitality industry for this project, and they will be the ones to determine the brand of the hotel, how and when we should engage into this business, and how it's going to get situated in one of the parcels of Quincy. And we're hoping this is the parcel that we're showing right now, 1500, will be the one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex. And on the other side of Hancock Street, in the corner of Cliveden Street, as I mentioned, the old Woolworth building, is where the Galvin company has great plans.
We're excited to be here with these folks. The opportunity for downtown is right now. As you can see, there's great interest. We've been building in the city of Quincy. When I say we, I mean my brother Scott and I, and we've been building in the city for 20, 25 years now. And the opportunity to build downtown with this type of energy just hasn't existed. The stage seems to have been set. We're looking forward to repurposing a piece of the downtown. We've purchased the old Woolworths building and the old Trains department store building at the corner of Cliveden, Rossway, and Hancock Street. Our proposal is 2 buildings, 48 condominium units, about 8,000 square feet of retail, and 58 structured parking spaces. We're doing this as a condominium project. We believe the opportunity and the desire is definitely going to be there for Quincy people in particular to want to own a piece of the downtown, and this will be their first opportunity to do that. The units themselves will be 2- and 3-bedroom units. There'll be a 5-story building and a 6-story building. But we just think that this is the time. We absolutely believe that the work that has been done ahead of time, the infrastructure is there. The new roadway gives us great access. The T station, the walk to the T, makes this an opportune location for people who want to live in the city of Quincy and want to live in the new downtown. The excitement that West of Chestnut brings, Chestnut Place brings, a new hotel brings. We really feel that this is going to be a very attractive place for people to make an investment and make a home. Thank you.
I see Leo Keckett smiling out there. I think he's going to sell a few more steaks.
A lot more steaks.
Mr. Galvin's project is a little cleaner process-wise, so that has a timetable that is a little easier to predict. The other 2 projects about the Hancock parking lot, and as we know in the vision of Quincy Center, that Hancock parking lot was going to be carved up for development. You'll never see an open surface lot in an urban area. The value of land is too high. So that vision includes breaking that up into parcels for development, and also to build a parking structure. We have engaged as a city Desmond Parking Consultants. My guess is we'll be building a garage somewhere between 500 and 700 spaces, which will accommodate the need we have today, plus the additional requested parking that will help with these projects that we've just described. All of these things I've talked about infrastructure-wise have to go before the City Council, and both of these projects would involve City Council process as well. It's our goal to have a proposal before the Council in the short term. We'd like to get that before them, before they break for the summer, hopefully for action before they break for the summer, so that these folks and these organizations can continue to put the team together and begin to execute the plans they described today. You know, the process isn't easy. It's complicated, but it's one that we're all looking forward to get through to make this happen. This truly is what the vision talked about. It talked about residential. It talked about hotels. It talked about retail. It talked about condominium as well as apartment, and it talked about parking structures. And something I said from day one that continues, though it continues to be bantered around, a little bit of misinformation out there. The reality is today, folks, the infrastructure in downtown Quincy is obsolete. So if these folks weren't sitting at the table, we'd still be having to replace the sewer lines, the water lines, the drain lines, and at the very least rebuild the parking garage on the parking side, the parking way side, because the Ross garage is obsolete and nearing its end of life. Today, the bills for those are on the average taxpayer in our city. The way this process is designed, and will continue to be, the mantra of this administration is all of the infrastructure improvement costs will be borne by the new values, the new taxes collected out of the downtown. I've said it dozens of times, and I'll say it dozens of more times, so people can understand that. The taxpayer in Housnack, West Quincy, Montclair will not be paying for the parking garage in Quincy Center. It will be paid for by the new development in Quincy Center. And then, of course, at the end of the day, we will have a brand new, beautiful downtown for all to come and enjoy, for civic activity, to shop, to have a meal, and maybe a steak at Alba or some of our other fine establishments. And I can't emphasize that enough. But folks, the road's been built, the brook's been moved, the MEPA permit is in place, the infrastructure around Quincy Center Church and City Hall is underway, the improvements of the traffic. We've had ARA monies, we've had, actually the project that's out front is really largely due in part to Senator Kennedy, the late Senator Kennedy, as well as Congressman Delahunt. Because that money was originally for the roadway, and when the ARA money became available, we were able to move this earmark down the street to accomplish the traffic improvements in and around the church. And this project will continue over the next several months. And then, of course, we'll be getting into the construction of the Adams Green sometime next year. So an exciting day in the city of Quincy. I know that the people in this room have never doubted. I've never doubted. There have been some doubters out there. Sorry to disappoint you. We're moving forward. It's a new day in Quincy.